Revs up and gate down on this one, and race 15 is our Schoolboy 2, 12 to 17 class. Off and rolling in this one now, and it is Jace Kessler out front, or excuse me, one of the front runners we see heading into this one. We see Nick Romano, also another front runner, a guest on last night's Mini-O's after show, along with Colin Park, who I believe is in this one as well, as we take a look at the roster of riders. And Park finishing second in Moto 1 out of Claremont, Florida. The 411 of Nick Romano, as we told you, took a Moto 1 win in his division race. Also, Jace Kessler taking a Moto win. Second place also going out there to Gage Linville, the 402. So that's 4 key riders to look for out there. But I'll tell you, Jeff Hines, as you make your way up, you probably note this as much as I do, at least when it started with the College Boy. That's when we started seeing things get jumbled up. First place riders back outside the top 10 in the first couple of laps, and even struggling to get into a top 10, which kind of tipsy-turvies everything and changes things around up front. And we've been seeing some pretty exciting championship runs right down to the wire here.
Yeah, the talent pool's so deep out here, there's no doubt anybody can have it all come together in this second moto, and we've seen that, as you said. But again, you've got to stay consistent, you got to be fast, but this all-important second moto for the overall, for the folks who are joining us on live TV, is what this is all about. We've already crowned Supercross champions. We have to run through these all-important championship second motos, and then we'll start talking about the Olympiad Awards when the top riders from Supercross and Motocross combine.
Race 15, the Schoolboy 2, 12 to 17 BC on the track right now. On the gate will be the race 16, the 458 class in staging. Race 17, senior 45 plus class, and in pre-staging, the 65cc 10 to 11 limited class. On the track, as we said, Schoolboy 2, Nick Romano, Colin Park. This is a great matchup. They got the young one, the new arrival to this B class. And of course, Colin Park, who is working on making his way out to California, and a very successful, hoping for a successful B racing campaign here in 2019, heading into 2020 to start looking toward a pro career. Had a chance to talk with him last night on the Mini-O's after show last night. Both these kids on the show together, and talk about 2 class acts. There's no doubt about it. Both these kids have got some great roads to travel ahead of them, no doubt about it. Wes Kane down on the podium with our next presentation.
Adler Caldell, come on up here. Finishing up 3rd overall. Congratulations, Adler. Come on over here, bud. Tell me about your race.
Got a pretty good jump out the gate. Bumped around a little bit in the first corner, so didn't come out of the first corner the best, but made a couple passes. Logan ended up getting back by me, but yeah, just made a couple passes and made my way up 4th.
Who do you want to thank?
My mom, my dad, my stepmom, my sisters, my mechanic Cole, 7 180 decals, Asterix, Mika, Power Band, Lynx, Dunlop, Robbie Rayner, and that's all I can think of right now, but thank you to everybody else that's helped me. Oh, and Scott, Bell, and everybody else, thank you.
All right, congratulations, Adler Caldell, finishing up 3rd. Good job out there. Now my 2nd place competitor, come on up here, Logan Best. He has done his best. Gets the silver. Congratulations, bud. Come on over here, Logan. Tell me about your race, man.
I got an amazing hole shot from with my JMS motor and my Dunlop tires, but I hit the double over there on the hill, and I got on the brakes too hard and tucked the front, so it's unfortunate, but just get him next moto.
Who do you want to thank?
My mom and dad, Yamaha Blue Crew, Donnie Luce, Rusty Reynolds over at Triangle Cycles, Rob Fox over at Dunlop, Elite Dunlop, and Jeff Cernick, Asterisk 6D, FXR Gear for making me free sweet gear, Asterisk, or I think I said Asterisk, but Garnet, and like I said, JMS Motors for building me a really good motor, X-Brand goggles, and just everyone else, thank you.
Congratulations, well-spoken young man. Guys, give it up for Logan Best. And now let's talk to the champ. This hard-working guy, man, he just never gives up. Come on up here, Colin Allen. I'm telling you, he is a soldier. Mike Burkeen dressed him up with that #1 plate. He's been working so hard for this. Your champ. 85-913, Colin Allen. So proud of you, man. You guys are working hard back there at EBR, and you got it done. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, it was good. My EBR motor really came out good on the start. I kind of just jumped it a little bit. I came out about 5th, and then Logan made a mistake. You know, he was riding really smooth, and then just unfortunately he went down, and I just kind of tried to ride my own race.
What do you want to thank?
First of all, I got to thank the man above for keeping me safe. I got to thank my mom and dad, the whole EBR crew, Altus, Yamaha, 100%, Zach Mashburn and Kyle Rugo over at Quicks Moto, Pro Taper, Arai, Matrix, 100%, Answer, Boyasin, and a big shout out to Dunlop. Their tires are really hooking up amazing out there, and everyone else, thank you.
All right, congratulations. One more time at the pictures, Colin Allen. And here you go. You're going to open that up, and you're going to celebrate. Take it away, Rodney.
Wow, if you're watching this race on Racer TV or you're here at the racetrack, you are watching a very intense battle for the #1 spot as Nick Romano out front, Colin Park right there within a second every turn of the way. And I'll tell you, Jeff Hines, we've seen them pull up side by side a couple of times. A really good, strong race by both these competitors. This should go right down to the wire.
No doubt about it, Rodney. They are both giving 100% out here at Cullen Park. A little bit closer to Romano a couple of times, and you brought up a really cool point we were just talking about. Romano, maybe the fitness. He's obviously a specimen out there just giving it his all, but hasn't had a whole lot of time on the bigger bike. Superstar on the mini cycle and moving his way to this bigger bike. Parks maybe had a little more time on the bigger platform right there, but both these riders want to win oh so hard. And I'll tell you what, such total professional packages, both of them, after the Racer TV show the other night, the after show, where these guys were highlighted. We're highlighting them now down in this first turn area. What a battle.
Well, Park going from one side of the racetrack to the other. We saw these two side by side and elbow to elbow a lap ago, and it looks like Romano very good at shutting the door, knowing what lines to choose to keep the 43 machine at bay. They've got now about a 4.6 second lead over Jace Kessler. So any mistakes by either of these two riders could be costly for them up front, but at the same time, what a battle. And they are stretching out from the rest of the field. As you see, that 43 trying to slide in under that 411 of Romano. But Romano answers back every turn of the way with just a little wick of the throttle, and he just keeps that 43 machine and the real estate between himself and that. A little bit of a bobble there.
I was just going to say, man, it may come down to the little nuances right there and who makes just a slight little bobble. I don't see really like any big mistakes coming at either one of these guys now. They're going to be jostling over some of the better lines out there. There's no doubt about that, and they're neither one of them afraid to go anywhere out on the racetrack. They've got full confidence in their bikes and their setups. There's obviously no doubt about that by the laps that they're turning, but man, this is going to come down to who maybe can make the very least amount of slight mistakes out there on the way to the checkered flag.
No
Again,
hesitations either.
unbelievable up front.
Can't hesitate at this point. These riders, they've got to stay on point and stay on mark, and that's one of the things that Colin Park has been superb at throughout this entire Mini O's adventure here this week. He has been so strong on hitting marks and staying on point, and he's doing the exact same thing right now. Still trying to work his way around the 411 of Romano, but Romano has got the door shut. But here we go. It's side by side. The end of this at the first turn region could be a little different story. Let's see what happens.
You can see Cullen Park grab a tear off. He's going to have the outside. Romano still with the inside line right there. Park going to try to swap that up, and it's a drag race as they head down to the Gator Pit. A huge drop of elevation right here, and you got to have it set up before you leap your way off that crevice.
Last lap of racing, and here we go. We've seen the scenario between the 43 and the 411 on the Supercross track a couple of times. Just little miscues on behalf of Romano. A slide out here and a slip there taking him out of the win. But so far, the micro mistakes that we've witnessed out of this rider has not been costly at all to him. So here we go through this final lap of racing in the low-lying badlands of Gatorback.
And I'm telling you, you couldn't put more pressure on the young rider here, Romano, out of New York, but he is doing an admirable job now. Certainly no stranger to this Gatorback layout with his incredible mini-cycle career he has already had.
Now outbound the highway as we reach out onto the Gator's tail, sweeping out and around. Romano still out front with about 2 bike lengths lead. Want to go to the outside, it looks like. Romano might try to jockey. No, he's going to follow him right down the outside and swing out a little further, trying to get that momentum on his side as Nick Romano is using the same thing, momentum to carry him to that first place position finish at the checker flag, but still a few feet to go before we know whether or not that will be the case.
Once again to this split lane section, and this is one of the sections where Park has had dialed. Seems really quick dropping down into the bottom of the Gator pit, but he's going to have to stay a little closer to Romano to make his favorite section of racetrack pay off. Again, he gets real tight down on the bottom, and they drop down into the bottom of the Gator pit.
Well, Romano will not leave the door open, it doesn't appear. So one last drag race to the checkers. Here we go, Romano. Oh, little bobble, and Colin Park takes the win. One little slight mistake. That's what we talked about each and every time. One cross rut bobble, and it was all over. Colin Park was there to strike. He takes